I thought everybody went to dancing school because everybody I knew did. I went to grammar school in New York, PS 123 in Queens. Then I went to Kubasaki Junior High, and then I went to Hermantown High School in Duluth, Minnesota. So that was 3 different cultures. And then when I went to college, I went to McAllister down in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it was an international school. And that's when I really saw that, oh, there's so many different ways to live. And in fact, that's part of what made me leave school and go back to New York, because the first thing anyone said was, well, where are you from? And whenever I said New York, I would get kind of a respect that I didn't understand. So I left Minnesota and I went back to New York, and I went back to my neighborhood dancing school. And someone showed me a paper called Backstage, and I went, they've got their own secret newspaper. And there was an audition. I didn't know what an audition was, so I thought, oh, I gotta try it, see what it's like. And I got the job, and it was a Broadway show. And that was Hello, Dolly with Pearl Bailey and Cab Calloway. Yeah. I remember the first couple of years I was working, I was embarrassed to tell people what I did. I would say I was a dental hygienist because I didn't feel I deserved it. You know, I just didn't feel I deserved it, you know? So many people had done summer stock or, like you said, showed up with $20 in their pocket on a Greyhound bus, and, you know, I waltzed in and I never stopped. I never stopped working. Yeah, I think I did Pearly, then I did Applause. After Applause, I must have auditioned for Liza's TV special after that. Liza with a Z was on a special on TV. That was the first time I'd met Bob Fosse. I'd never heard of him. Oops. And I thought, oh, he had some odd choreography because, you know, we were used to turning and jumping and spinning and, you know, flying. And his stuff was all internal and sharp and tight and with purpose. But I liked it. And fortunately, he must have liked me because I was the only one from that company of 10 that he asked to come and do Pippin, which I did. And then from there, he asked me to come to Chicago, which I did.
Oh, you're gonna see your Sheba shimmy shake and all that jazz. Oh, she's gonna shimmy till her garters break.
During Pippin, a couple of people had an idea. This is the way it was explained to me at first anyway, that they were going to get a consortium of dancers, and we were who had other interests. Like one dancer wanted to be a costumer, and one wanted to be a writer, and one wanted to, you know, and I said, oh yeah, okay, I'm interested in lighting. I think I might be able to do that. And so we were going to, you know, make our own shows. But I found out later that someone else had another agenda. And so we, about 22 of us, I guess, sat in a room one night. And first we danced, because that's what we all had in common. And then we talked about our lives. We went one by one around the room. And that workshop became a chorus line.
Again, step, kick, 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 touch. Again, step,
I remember Michael said one of his favorite lines in the show that I said was how I was afraid to leave high school, because high school I was regimented, I knew where I was going to go, and I was so scared that I was going to go and they weren't going to have bells to tell you when to change class. And yeah, you know, military. I was a structured kid, what can I say? And you know, and I said I just knew there was no scholarship to life. So.
To life, and I was scared.
And I think we did about 3 months of the workshop because we were all in shows. So it was we workshopped in the day and did our shows at night. So I knew I was going to go into Chicago in a few months. And we had a hiatus from a chorus line So we were supposed to start rehearsals for Chicago, and by the time Chicago opened and I'd be doing it at night, the workshop was going to start up again so I could do that in the day. But first week of rehearsals for Chicago, Mr. Fosse had a heart attack. So it was, pushed back rather indefinitely. And when he did come back, it turned out it was the same time that the workshop came back. So myself and my best friend, Chris Chadman, we had a decision to make. And we both stayed with Bob. And the rest is history.
Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love.
Then I went on the road with Shirley MacLaine. We went to Europe because I wanted to go to Europe. So I spent 6 months over there. And then when I came back, I decided I wanted to go to California and see what that was like. And actually, I did very well again. I did a lot of commercials. I did a lot of television episodic stuff. I didn't know it at the time. I wasn't that good. I had a good agent. But I did very well, and I'm very proud to say that for 30-some years, I supported myself entirely on show business. A director is really just the guy who guides. I have to see the whole picture and then kind of guide you to fit into that slot. You run around, Mama. Come in between daddy. Scares me sick. Pick up a flower. Pick up a flower and give it to Daddy. That's when he's going to say, there you go. When I first read Once on This Island, I had to go back and read it another time. And then I went, oh, this really is about, it's almost the same thing as Chorus Line. It's about something that you feel passionately about, something that you love, that you would do anything for. And we've all had that, whether we've gone after it or not. So everyone can relate to that feeling. This young girl had been taught by her parents, her adoptive parents, no less. So they not only taught her by telling, they taught by action, that you love everyone. You love the sky, the stars, the ground, the grass, the flowers, and the people. You don't judge people. You accept them and you love them. I shouldn't give away the ending, huh? Well, as they say in the last song of the show, we tell this story to remind us that we need to love to live.